the work begins in phase 2, and we've got to get stepping on something on my floor, get the kitchen totally empty and everything out of here. Then we'll go to the countertop, get it out of here, get the bottoms out, get the sink out, move the dishwasher and the stove, and refrigerator will get moved into the dining room, and I'm going to set it right in here. And then I'll have a shorter table that goes here that will house the microwave and the air fryer. This table then will go under the windows and house the dishes and the pots and pans and things like that that we need to work with on a daily basis, since it's going to be a while before my kitchen is functional. Okay, so I have started with the demolishing of the kitchen cabinets. Today is the 25th of August, and there's no need to have anything on here like the doors because everything is out of it and into bags. But I've got all the doors off, and of course there's always one stubborn door. Is August 26th, and we're beginning the kitchen cabinet demo. So we've got some out, and this is the kind of walls we have excuse me, here in this old house. And we will be taking this plaster off so that we can get clean sheetrock on there. So I just wanted to give you a heads up. It's had several colors. And then we'll get these out next, and we'll see what's hiding behind that wall. Is this over the stove and going to the sink. And then now this is where the other cabinets were that I said was going to come out. So that's what we got now. Okay, here's a continuation of what I was showing you, of having the cabinets out and this doorway out with the plaster down to the lath. We got this done where the upper cabinets were, which is the only wall we really have to deal with. We're going to patch this wall because that is sheetrock, so we don't have to worry too much about this one. We can get that patched up with mud and taping, and we'll get the new sheetrock on this wall and the windows. We still got a little bit to go here as we're down here, but we really want the counters and stuff out of the way to help us with that. Okay, well, it may not look like much to anybody, but it is. So beyond getting the cabinets off yesterday, we got some cabinets on the lower side out. We pulled up the vinyl flooring that was in here. Okay, so yesterday we got this part of the floor done. This was the old vinyl. I'll put that out here. We got this part of the floor done. Sorry. And now we've got this part of the floor done. The refrigerator's moved out from this area. The stove is gone. We got the transition between sheetrock and plaster that we'll be pulling the sheetrock off of there today as well, I think. But Rick's working on the floor to get the underlayment pulled up so we can see what we have to try to level out the hump that's right here. Okay, today is Saturday the what? 29th?
30th.
30th. Oh, the 30th already, sorry. So August 30th, and we're continuing to pull out the underlayment that was in here, and this is the stuff we discover. There had actually been at some point in time in history a fire over here.
Maybe.
I'm almost sure, because this is charred down here too.
Could be
Pretty
cold.
close, but we're thinking so. And then somewhere along the line, back here, they cut a hole for the water lines to go for the shower, which is on the back side of this wall. So we initially were not going to pull it up and got to talking about it last night. Said, yeah, we have to when we saw all this mess. That we need to get this pulled out, and I'm glad we have, because now we know how far wet it has been and how far we've got to repair this actual floor of the house.
All them together.
Oh shit! So it was all.
So it's September 2nd, 2025, and the work continues. We have Jeff down here, and we have Nathan up there doing some electrical,
We had to search for the wires.
making a mess of everything.
Yeah.
Just to get the floors level.
Two more.
Okay. This is just a paper barrier on that, but he had to tear out some more boards. Okay, 2nd of September, first day of reconstruction. So all this other plywood had to come out today to get it level across here. And so we've got new plywood there and bits and pieces here that we needed to level everything down. New plywood here. And they worked on that. They got, the electrician was here as well. Put in the new wiring for the outlets. This white wiring, I gotta be careful not to step on that. This white wiring is for my under cabinet lighting, so that it can all be attached. New double, what is that, a 2-gang outlet there. One down here for the dishwasher and the garbage disposal. And just another outlet on the wall. Another two extra outlets. This one was here. We're going to try to utilize it behind the pantry to get inside the door lighting for the pantry. So we'll see how that works. But in the meantime, we have another hole that we got to fix. And I got that one yet. And then we got all of this. But beyond all of that, we got the basement door put on. The 3rd of September, 2025. We put the new door in for the basement yesterday. Jeff's working on our sheetrock. Nathan was here, the electrician, got all of his electrical done and pretty much finished. Okay, continuing on Wednesday's progress, the sheetrock is in. Including around the door, so that we can get it taped and mudded, and then Rick and I'll come back and get it painted. Okay, continuation today on the 3rd of September 2025. So continuation on this. Now we've got all the sheetrock up and the first layer of taping on, and it's drying, and the floor is repaired. Didn't have to do as much as we thought, like I said earlier. And now he's got his, I don't know what you call that stuff, helps level out the floor between all the pieces of underlayment that was maybe not quite flush. So he's got that done. the door is done as far as sheetrock. Sheetrock and taping around it. September 6th on Friday, 2025. And got some of the underlayment down. The rest will go on the rest of today. And then we've got to work with this area and this area. Okay, so the underlayment's all in, ready for the spackling to go on Monday. He'll sand down all of the spots that he put in for the new sheetrock. He'll do the spackling on the wall so it'll match this texture. And then he's done. And then we just wait for the cabinets to get here. We had to put in this little low piece of leveling compound. We'll see how our guy likes it that's going to be laying the floor. But it's all in. Good morning, everybody. It's September 8th, 2025. And again, another little update on our project and renovation. So, all of the sheetrocking's done, taping's done, sanding's done. Texture where it needs to be went on. You can see, like in the corners, you can see the darker color, ceiling, that kind of stuff. That's the texture. And it goes on because it's what's not going to show behind cabinetry and stuff, or it's not exposed. Sorry, it is exposed except for what's behind cabinetry. So tomorrow we will finish taking off all of our plates that we have, and if it's dry enough, we will start painting this room, and then it will be just about ready for the cabinets to get here and the flooring to go on. September 15th, 2025, and the new cabinets are arriving today, and we'll see how far they get today. Here's what this begins to look like. The puzzle. Because we live in such a rural area, it's hard to get contractors out. And I happened to get the name of this contractor for our kitchen stuff. It's Kitchens and More by Melissa. Matt is her husband, and they are out of Arthur, Iowa. So I thought I'd give you a shot of this. If anybody is local and needs any kind of kitchen, bathrooms, all kinds of designs. They don't do just kitchens and bathrooms. They do all kinds of stuff. But this is the company, Kitchens and More by Melissa. And that's out of Arthur, Iowa. It's 712-330-6513. Well, it's time to get ready for the upper cabinets. To go in. Is complete of the cabinets. So we'll start with the pantry and move on around. Dishwasher will go where the steps are. Sink under cabinet mount. This is trash. Double trash. They're all soft close drawers. Once you give them enough push, they're soft close. Stove goes there. Other cabinets, uppers. So yesterday was Tuesday, the 16th of September, 2025. Today is the 17th, and we made quite a bit of headway yesterday with getting the cabinets in. I've got a little bit of hardware yet to put on. Get the microwave installed. Part of the head, I call them cornice boards from in the old days, but the headers that go above all of the cabinets will be going in the next couple, 3 weeks actually. Countertops were measured yesterday. Those will be in process of being made. And today the guys are prepping to put my floor down. So this product is called loose lay flooring. It's a vinyl flooring that looks like boards, feels like boards. It gets glued down. So they primed the whole decking, and then they come back with glue and let that dry, and that's why you hear a fan running. And then he lays these down by hand and sets them out and does the whole floor. Yeah, I think the flooring looks really well with the cabinets.
Oh man.
The black brings out the darkness in it.
Yep.
The
And
transition here will help between this floor and that floor.
yeah. We can block
The light spots of the light wood in there picks up the cabinet. I think that'll work perfect. Okay, so it is now evening on the 17th, and cabinets are in, floors in. We await the countertop, which is being manufactured, the backsplash, the rest of the electronics outlets and whatnot. Once the backsplash is in, we do have, I was going to turn this on. Maybe I'll turn it on. Under counter lighting. That's cool daylight. Warm soft. If you have nothing else on. There is a light. It's not hooked up yet because it's hooked up to this particular switch for up here. That is a light for here over the sink. And then there is also one here over this window right there. It'll go in there. That's just the cutout. The light will go in there.